Hey family, welcome back to another video. Welcome along. In today's video, we're going to be discussing 7 household staples and their inflation-friendly swaps. So what does that really mean? So we're going to be discussing household staples that went up tremendously in price over the years and some possible ways that we can go ahead and cut the cost on those items and swap them out with something else. So this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. So a quick little list here that's shared with us on the MoneyUSnews.com. So they did make some recommendations, and I'm happy to share that with you all. If you find yourself, if you are new and you find yourself enjoying today's video, all you have to do is subscribe to become part of the family. Turn notification bell on so you would not miss a beat. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So 7 items that we all know that went up in price, and there's like really hardly no way around it. We're going to see. And of course, you guys comment and let us know if any of the options, that they're going to give us would work out for you. And I'll let y'all know if it'll work out for me as well. So the first item that did make the list is what? You probably already saying it, because before I read the article, I'm like, I know this made the list. Eggs. So if you did name eggs or think eggs, you are correct. Eggs made the top of the list. And to me, eggs is one of the items that went up in price. It became one of the most expensive items as far as how much it used to cost to how much it costs now. It's costly. So in 2019, the average price of a dozen of eggs was like $1.54, y'all. Bring it back. And by the end of 2024, eggs is close to $5 a dozen. In some places, even $6 I've seen. But according to them, the price of eggs have rose up to $4.14 per dozen, and that's well over a 200% price increase since 2019. I know it don't sound realistic as far as like this should not be happening, but it really is. But what they're saying, of course, due to the supply chain issues and the bird flu, this is causing shortages and price increases on eggs. They're saying one thing that you can do to basically cut the cost on eggs is try to shop the generic brand. Definitely not generic, but like store brand, right? So try to shop the store brand. But honestly, with me, we're going to go one by one. With me, even shopping a store brand is not really cost effective when it comes to an item like eggs, because eggs in general everywhere, no matter the brand, is falling short in supply. So here's something that they did miss. It is falling short in supply, meaning the price would have to go up, right? Also, then they have the bird flu on the loose. The culling of millions and millions of birds often. So I don't see that this is an issue that's going to kind of like disappear. I think the price of eggs are just going to keep on climbing. They're saying compare prices with egg substitutes, though, like egg beaters. If you're baking, you can swap applesauce for eggs or use a flax egg, like flax meal and water. I've never tried it. If any of you ever tried like an egg substitute and it turned out whatever it is that you're making the same, y'all gotta let us know, because I never tried it. If I say I need an egg, I need an egg. They're saying that you can try those items. You can also consider substitutes like chia seed mixed with water, which mimics the binding, right, properties of eggs when baking. They're also saying you can get the liquid from canned chickpeas, and it also is like a substitute for eggs. Wouldn't the taste change though? So those are some things that you can do if you do need eggs for baking, at least. Those are some things you can do. If you want me to run that back, I'll go ahead and do that right now. They're saying compare prices with egg beaters. So if you're baking, you can swap applesauce for eggs or use flax seeds. or use a flax egg, which is flax meal plus water. They're also saying you can use chia seeds mixed with water. And they're also saying you can use the liquid from canned chickpeas. It don't sound really good to me. But if I have to do it, of course, we can just go ahead and give it a try and see what happens, right? And that's only for baking. So maybe you won't taste much of a difference, but it all depends. And I know some of you did try substitutes, so let us know. Number 2 that did make the list is chicken. So if you guys are here with us and you're constantly shopping with us, I often point out the price of chicken just because the price of chicken did rise over the years. And some of it is like, I can't believe a pack of chicken costs this much. Like, how is chicken almost up there with beef? That don't even make any sense. But realistically, we are here and it's definitely true. So chicken in 2019, the average price of a fresh whole chicken per pound was like $1.47 per pound, according to them. And by the end of 2024, the price have risen up to $2.06 per pound. That price is not accurate for New Jersey. Everywhere, every state, whatever area you in, your price may differ from ours. Maybe it's higher, maybe it's lower. But this one here is stating the average price per pound is $2.06 per pound of chicken. I've seen chicken breasts at $3 and change per pound. We've seen chicken wings at $2.99 per pound, correct? We've also seen, depending where you shop, chicken legs and thighs coming in over $2 a pound, which is crazy. They're saying one way to save money on chicken is by choosing less expensive pieces. The price of thighs and legs are much cheaper than wings and breast meat. Not true. Chicken breast, right? Chicken breast is just as expensive or more expensive than chicken wings. So that could be updated. But like I said, depending on where you shop and where you're from, depending on your surrounding area. They're also saying instead of purchasing pre-cut chicken pieces, right? Consider buying that whole bird. You can actually cut up yourself. So that is a great tip. You can actually buy it. You can cut it up yourself, or you can take it to the butcher in your market if your market does have one. And they'll go ahead and cut it up for you. It's supposed to be for free. So those are some. That is another price that went up is the chicken. Yes, and those are some things that you can do to kind of cut the cost. Whole chickens generally cost less per pound than processed cuts because guess what? They're charging you for slicing up that chicken as well. And they're also saying for other affordable protein swaps, consider using canned beans or lentils, which is great as well. And those are items that's great to have in your stockpile as well. Because we know that canned beans or beans in general, lentils, those are a great source of protein as well. You can also consider shopping plant-based meat. They're recommending as an alternative like tofu if you want to be more versatile or shop for cheaper items. Another item that we all can agree on. Number 3, guess what made the list, y'all? Beef. So beef in general, a lot of families are going to have to do without it. In reality, unless you're finding some great deals, because what I've noticed in a lot of supermarkets is beef being so unaffordable, and it will be the last date that they have there on that sticker on the meat packaging, and it'll be that very last date, and that's the date that they decide to mark it down. Which you can still take it and freeze it because it's frozen by or eat by, whatever. You can still take it and you can freeze it. Just watch out when you are buying meat in general. Watch out for the packages being swollen, meaning, bacteria could have got inside and your meat can go bad. So just don't pick up any of those swollen meat packages just because it has been sitting there for a while. Never know, the temperature could have been up and down. Whatever the case may be, just watch out for them swollen meat packages. They're saying the price of beef products since 2019 is up across the board, y'all. So no matter where you go, you're not going to avoid it. So the average price data shows that the average price of beef steak in January 2019 was about $7.60 per pound. Y'all know we seeing it over $9.99 a pound, right? So by the end of 2024, prices have risen to $10.63 per pound. And similar prices have spiked across the board. And it ranges from ground beef, from ground chuck, boneless beef stew, chuck roast, and other cuts. To save money on beef, they're saying consider purchasing larger cuts or bulks, which you can shop at like Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's for the larger packs of beef, and you do wind up saving. Unless you find them great, markdown stickers in your local supermarket. They're saying since they often have a lower price per pound compared to smaller portions. For instance, buying a whole beef roast and cutting it into steaks or smaller portions at home can be a great way to save money. So once again, cutting these items yourself, that's just like lunch meat. If you go and get the pre-cut lunch meat, it's going to cost you more because they're charging to cut the meat as well. Versus if you go ahead and head over and see where they have the whole chicken breast or whatever it is that you're looking for, ham or whatever, you'll see it's actually less because you're going to have to spend the time to cut it up yourself. But you will save some money at the end of the day. What made number 4? Milk. So if you had milk somewhere in the list, you're thinking about, hey, well, here are some things that went up. I wonder if this will make the list. Milk made the list. So milk used to cost, for a gallon of milk, used to cost a little over $2 a pound, right? For them, they're saying across the board, it costs close to $2.91 a pound. Now, milk is over $4. Did I say $2.91 a pound? $2.91 a gallon. I said $2.91 a pound. I meant to say $2.91 a gallon. But y'all know what I mean. So it averaged $2.91 a gallon. But in reality, guess what? Now milk is costing close to $5 a gallon again. So it's the milk. It's the eggs. If you need milk and eggs, you cannot go to the store with $10 anymore just to get milk and eggs. And that bread, it does not work like that. To get the average breakfast foods, you're going to have to go to the store with that $20 bill and probably more depending on your location. So for households with high dairy consumption, the price spike could contribute to a much larger grocery bill because milk prices also affected the price of things like cheese, butter, heavy whipping cream, and other dairy products, which we all seen, especially if you out there. If you are the person that shops, you will know that these prices went up. Versus the person in your household that don't shop, because y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Versus the, the person in your household that don't shop, and they'll be like, you got just this for $100? I mean, yeah, try coming to the store and you will see that prices are ridiculous still. So they're saying to save money on milk, compare prices with milk substitutes like nut milk or oat milk. Oat milk is darn expensive for just that, half a gallon. So yeah, look at cartons of shelf-stable milk as well, dairy or non-dairy, which they find handy when they find out of milk, when they run out of milk. So yes, shelf-stable milk is also another option. Not only do it last longer, you could leave it on the shelf until whatever date is there or after. The only thing is when you open it, of course, you do have to refrigerate it. But it is a great alternative. And it's great to have those on the backhand for your stockpile. Because, you can't afford that gallon of milk. Or you cannot just fit it in your budget. Whatever particular week, you can go to your pantry and get that shelf-stable milk real quick. Number 5. Something that we are having right now. Number 5. Coffee. All my coffee drinkers, raise your hand. Raise it in the air like you just don't care. I'm going through my stockpile coffee. I am telling y'all, though I pick up my little K-Pods and my coffee when it's on sale, I am going through the coffee. That's what I'm going to say. So coffee in 2019, the average price of ground coffee per pound was about $4.17. So by the end of 2024, it jumped up to $6.78, depending on where you live, right? They're saying I don't even want to read to save money on coffee, because coffee is not the same if it's not coffee. But let's look into it and see what they recommend. To save money on this household staple, switch to buying whole beans, okay, or ground coffee in bulk. Yes, very true. Instead of single serving pods, I gotta get out that habit. Cut your coffee with cream or other liquids to make it stretch further. I gotta have my coffee tasting like coffee. I can't cut it, because if you have this much coffee and then you decide to fill the rest of the cup up with milk or something, it's not coffee. It's just a regular drink. Real coffee drinkers will know. Alternatively, they're saying opt for lower cost beverages like tea or powdered coffee drinks. It's not coffee. I need my coffee. But those are some great things. Buying the beans and you can grind it down yourself is a great option, because you can buy a big old bulk thing of the coffee beans and you can grind it yourself. Number 6, we had a nice little discussion on this. Couldn't believe it. Number 6 is bread. So the price of bread, you cannot go and find $1 loaf of bread anymore. Okay, you cannot do it. So both wheat and white bread have increased in price, averaging around $2 per pound in 2019, going up to around $2.70 by the end of 2024. And depending on which brand, we know the Sara Lee brand used to be like $1.99. Now the Sara Lee brand is like $3.99. I cannot believe it. So they're saying swap loaves of breads, buns, and bagels with homemade alternatives that you can easily make for a fraction of the price, they're saying. You can also cook or buy in bulk and then freeze. Always recommend, you can always freeze your bread to keep it fresh longer. So if y'all ever shop at Walmart often put their long loaf of bread in the bakery section. It's not cut or anything. Some of them are cut, but more than likely they're not cut. And they be putting them on clearance for like $1 because like it's near the date. Buy a bunch of them. If you got space in the freezer, put them in the freezer and use them for later if you don't want to bake your own bread. Listen, we're not here to judge. Not everybody is doing everything from scratch, though we all should be taking it back. Not everyone is doing everything from scratch, right? Buy them breads and put them in your freezer. You got to do what work for you, right? This video is running. But guess what made number 7? If you're still here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you are enjoying just hanging and talking with us. Guess what made number 7, y'all? I don't like it like that, though. I drink it here and there if it's offered to me or something like that. But me personally, I don't buy it like that. Maybe like once or twice a year if one of the kids or hubs asks. Number 7, orange juice. The price of orange juice is ridiculous. If you can agree with me, go ahead and say it. Say, I agree. Yes. The price of a 12-ounce can of frozen orange juice concentrate was around $2.40 in 2019. And that thing rose up to $4.29 by the end of 2024. And of course, yes, it varies. And before we jump into their suggestions, I'm going to say this. Even buying that bag of oranges and doing it yourself is not saving no money. I tried it. That bag of oranges, by the time you done did 5 of those oranges, you getting about this much orange juice. You're not getting much. So you're going to have to really get a whole bunch of bags of, oranges. And it'll take a lot. Let's just say that. And it's going to become costly. They're saying you can make this precious drink go further by diluting it with water. Especially if you use it for cooking or mixing. People use orange juice for cooking and mixing. Y'all enlighten me. Please enlighten me. Unless it's maybe like a cake or something, maybe. Yeah, but... Okay, sauces, I can see. I never did it. That's all. I never did it. So some of you probably did it. But I'm sure like if it's not something that you do daily, you wouldn't really be missing orange juice or have to put orange juice in your budget like that, right? They're saying consider making your own juice by buying fresh oranges in bulk. It's not good for me. I won't be. I tried it. I can't do it. Buy fresh oranges in bulk, they're saying, when they are in season, though. Okay. And use a simple juicer, which can be more economical and healthier with fewer additives, of course. So, in general, that was number 7. So, that was all 7. Let's run it through. All right. So eggs, number 1. Number 2 was the chicken, 3 beef, 4 milk, 5 coffee, 6 bread, 7 is orange juice. But in general, to save on food items, you might want to look at store brands, though we know some people are totally against those store brands, right? You also, they saying the price of food items has increased in almost all food categories. But here are 3 easy ways you can save money at the grocery store. Go generic, which I already recommended. Buy in bulk. Only some items are worth buying in bulk, so make sure you are comparing prices and looking at the price per unit and or price per pound, because it might be a good save and it might not be, considering what it is. And they saying shop things in season, because when you're shopping things out of season, the price tend to spike. So you're going to pay more when things are not in season. So those were 3 tips that they gave. Yeah. So when you are buying items, definitely check those clearance sections, because if you're trying to build your stockpile and you're on a set budget, you can always pick up an extra thing here or there, but check the clearance section first just to get the most out of your savings, right? So that's always recommended. And they gave some good little tips. They really did. The only thing is that coffee. Yes, that ground coffee, definitely. We have some on the back end. If you want to grind it yourself, it would be more cost effective. Definitely would. And as far as the substitutes for the eggs, I don't think I'm going to do that one. We'll just be without. Some things to me just really not worth it. It'll just be like, I'll just have to do without. And it is what it is, because at the end of the day, what you going to really do? Right? So if any of these items, like, oh yeah, the price did go up and you can relate and you miss buying some of these items, let us know in the comments down below. Anything that you want to share on the list, of course, that's what the comments are open for. It's open for you and me. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the full thing. 7 household staples and their inflation-friendly swaps. So if this did help you today, let us know in the comments down below. And until next time, this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. You all like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. It definitely helps us out. We are on the road to 10K, so I definitely appreciate all of the love and all of the support to our newcomers, to our day ones, to our middlers, whatever. I definitely appreciate the love and the support. Until next time, you all stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe, and most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Love you all, and God bless. Peace out.